Alrighty, welcome back being Scottish Fitness Farms and prepping, and of course the pick shift. We are going to make some magic today. We've got 4 strip steaks, portobello mushrooms, onion, orange pepper, red pepper, green pepper, sea salt, and black pepper. So we got the frying pan prepped where the peppers and onions and portobello mushrooms be cooked. I got my supervisor Binks and we'll be utilizing the grill. No time to get the charcoal in there and get it prepped. So I got the grill prepped with charcoal and hardwood charcoal, and we'll light that when it's time to do some cooking. Okay, now we're going to put the spices for the meat. I'll start with a layer of sea salt and fresh ground pepper. Keep it simple, stupid as they say. I'll take the meat, rinse it off in the sink. Yeah, even though they practice better sanitary in the meat industry these days, well, that's always the case. Always good to rinse the meat off and take any possibility of contamination. I slice them pretty well. I got 4 strips of strip steak. I mean, ribeye by far is my favorite, but they didn't have a good deal on it. And when you're putting them on the grill, the strip steak are just fine. Get my tracks right. Pretty much right now I'm done. I'm getting all the food prepared. And then starting the cooking here soon, because the steaks won't take long to cook. And neither will the vegetables. But the whole idea is I want to be able to control the process. So I got that slowly on low. That was the butter and the oil. Now I'm going to chop up all the vegetables and get them ready to cook. So remember, one of my sponsors, Cutco Knives, which will be in the description, Lucky O'Day. I really like these knives. I mean, I have other knives, and they're not bad either, but this by far is my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start slicing up. So I'll slice up the onion first, even though it'll be one of the last ones I put in the saute. I'm going to throw everything in a bowl, and so it'll be on the bottom. Then the portobello mushrooms will actually be the last thing I cook. Well, Binks, you gotta figure out. You don't scratch on the outside of the post. She's been in and out of the house for like 3 times now since I got home. Starting to act like a kid. Tell her, make up her mind. So, these can throw those in nice and thick. These are going to get spread over the steaks, along with peppers. So, you know, usually I would do a vegetable dish or something like that. I don't need to, because I'm going to have so many vegetables cooked on here. So, I got green pepper, got orange pepper, and a red one. Same thing. Wash off the outside because they traveled a long way. Not coming from my garden. To be honest with you, they wouldn't be these big monster ones if they did. Everything goes into the food bucket. The same thing, I'm going to slice these into long strips. They're going to have a lot of flavor. And because I got 3 different types of peppers, all I need is about a half a pepper each. And that's going to be plenty. This stuff's going to be so good. I don't have the smaller mushrooms because I got the big portobello mushrooms. The same thing, about a half on each one. And like I said, all the vegetable waste goes to the garden to help grow more vegetables. It's looking good. And the last one, before I stab myself in the foot. Is the orange one. Same thing, rinse them off. They've been handled, to say the least. And let's get use about half. I'll put those in plastic bags and save them for breakfast. So they'll be going in my eggs during the week. Ooh, wait. When I was buying these at the store, I was just like, oh man, it's going to be so good. Can't wait. So, plenty of veggies. Steaks are ready. Portobello I'm going to cook later, or they'll be added in at the last. And then I got to kind of concentrate on how much butter I think I'll need. And I did use olive oil also. So we're about ready to start. It does not take long to cook these. So about the time I get ready to cook those, come on, portobellos. And I am going to cook one of them. I'm going to save the other one for breakfast tomorrow. Same thing. I'm going to slice them up. Nice slick steaks. That's good stuff. And then I'm just going to leave them on here because this will be the last thing I throw into the mix. And then what I'll do is I will reuse the bowl because I'll put everything in the bowl, back in the bowl, and then we'll just use tongs to smother the steaks with them. So now that we're ready to start cooking these, it's time to fire up the grill. So now, it's time to light the grill. Now I've had the lighter fluid soaking in there for a while, but I usually put a quick coat on the top. And what I should get is a really nice burn. Carry a lot of matches with me. They're just easier to use. And buy them. And now we have fire. Fire good. Ooh. Time this gets ready to cook the steaks. All my stuff should be sauteed. The steaks are not going to take long because I'm going to have plenty of heat here. Now this is on, we're going to move my lantern over just a little bit. So there's kerosene in there. And generally, at this point, I kind of watch what's going on. Fire, and it burns down rather quickly, so I don't catch the house on fire. Yeah, cook with good coals. Okay, so now it's time to start adding the vegetables into the saute. Green peppers, the peppers in first. So they take a little bit longer to cook than the onions. Then some salt. Pepper. You let those start cooking for a little bit. And then I'll be adding the onions here pretty quick. Now we're going to add the onions in. Same thing. Put a dash of sea salt. And some more of that secret Scottish seasoning. I know it looks suspiciously like pepper, because it is. Then we stir it up. I got it at a medium heat because I don't want to burn the oil and butter. It is okay to cook it a little slower, but I will pick it up the heat just a tad. And then the next thing I add are the mushrooms. And we're getting almost ready to start cooking the steak. So I was hoping to wait till I got done with the sauteing, but the charcoal is ready. So it's time to throw them on here. Get a really good sear. Get those searing and try to monitor this and the saute at the same time. So what I'll do is I will utilize a timer, and that'll help me keep from overcooking it. Just to give you how much fun it is, got to come back from here and then whoo, and check on here. So I was getting pretty close to put the mushrooms in, but I want to turn these here pretty quickly. So literally I'm going to sit there and turn these pretty quick, especially the ones in the middle. Alright, all I'm trying to do is get a good sear on each side. Then I can take them off the major heat. Ooh. There's one there. There we go. Ah, perfect. So that's about the type of sear I want on them. So I literally only had them on the charcoal for about 2 minutes. And then it'll be about another 2 minutes again. And then I'll put them over on this side slightly to let them kind of slow cook, and I'll cover them. But here what I'm doing is I'm searing in the juices, and I'm searing in the spices I put in there. And then I'll put them along this area here. I'd like to have been out a little bit further, but it's time for me to get a new grate. So what I might do is get my heat treat gloves and actually turn the grate around. And that's what I'm going to do. So luckily where I work, I can do that. So here comes the big trick. And I can only do them because of the type of gloves I have. Where I can actually pick this up quickly. The gloves are good for about 350 degrees. It's a good thing I went quickly on that. And I can actually turn this exactly where I want it. Woo, 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 woo. And what I'll do is I'll use the skillet to maneuver exactly where I want them. So the thing of it is I want to get them off the direct heat. Cover them and kind of let them slow cook. So we'll put the cover on. Pretty much cut the oxygen flow off, and now we're smoking them. And now on to the other vegetables. Okay, so now it's time to add the portobellos in. You need to lay in one at a time. The mushrooms don't take long to cook at all. They're almost like a steak themselves. They really are. So good. So I got the steaks cooking. I was able to turn them, get them off the direct hit, and I got it covered. I'm cutting the oxygen off. Pretty much making it a Dutch oven. Getting the portobellos cooked. I need to stir them in here. So I know I can get them covered with butter and get them into the heat, kind of get them to the bottom. Right now they're riding on the top. I don't want them on the top. I need them to cook. You can tell that everything else is cooked really well. And really to try to time everything, so you can see me time everything is key. You know, if I had this set up outside where I had a burner and a grill, well then it'd be easier to do. The nice thing about the deck is I have it enclosed, so I can actually get it to warmer and make it warm enough to cook. So I'm going to kind of put a pause on this, and when everything gets ready, I'll give you a look at what everything looks like. So there's the sauteed vegetables. I'm getting ready to pour them over the steaks. Good. So here is the finished product. So we got the steaks, and we've got the onions and green peppers and mushrooms to put on top of it. There's my steak knife from Cutco. See my buddy Lucky O'Day at Cutco in the description. I really like these knives. They're well worth the money. And they're guaranteed for life, and they will sharpen them if they get dull for life. I have a subscriber, Steve, who's had his set for over 40 years, and he's had his sharpened 4 times. So they do what they say. The next thing will be what it looks like on the dinner plate. I don't mean to brag, but I'm telling you right now, that is some good eating. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise.